go on this walk down the road of life, sooner or later, each one of us is going to end up facing situations of difficulty and hardship. Giants of adversity, you could say. When the inevitable problems of this life arise, God wants us to be able to come out on the other side of those problems more mature and complete than before we went into them. I once read a quote from a preacher who said that great faith comes from great fights, great testimonies come from great tests, and great triumphs come out of great trials. Although God is not the author of problems, He loves to turn around hopeless situations and make them into opportunities where He can accomplish His will in our lives. He is a God who delights in turning the disastrous into the miraculous when invited into a situation. In 2006, I was in a horrible accident where a huge logging truck fell on top of me and crushed my body flat all the way across the middle. I ended up dying and having an out-of-body experience where I literally got to see the two angels the Lord sent to save my life. In fact, doctors say I'm the only person in the world known to have lived certain injuries I sustained that day. After 5 operations, much time in the hospital, and some almost unbelievable miracles happening, I ended up starting the nonprofit organization Sweetbread Ministries and going into full-time ministry. Starting all the way back as a young child, I began to have supernatural encounters with God, and am constantly amazed at His love as He continues to step into my life, and more importantly, into the lives of others as we get to minister to them. After praying and fasting a few years ago, the Lord revealed to me some prophetic truths from the story of David and Goliath, and that I was to write a book using these truths as a foundation and using real-life testimonies to illustrate these truths. The title of the book is A Miraculous Life, True Stories of Supernatural Encounters with God. This book is filled with miraculous testimonies that sound like they're something straight out of the Bible, but they aren't. They are real accounts of what God is doing in people's lives today. Just as David had 5 stones in his pouch, the Lord has given believers today 5 supernatural weapons that can release the power of God in our lives and over our situations. And in the same way that David faced 5 giants during his lifetime, we too only have 5 different types of giants that we can face in our life. And the great news is there isn't a one of them that can't be overcome by the power of God. The faith-building testimonies and biblical references found in this book will not only edify those who read them, but instill boldness and help believers live supernaturally victorious in every area of their lives, regardless of the circumstances, because God has created us to be overcomers and live a miraculous life through Him. As we walk this out day by day, we can then show a lost and hurting world who God really is and how much He loves them. My name is Bruce Van Atta, and I invite you to live the miraculous life that God has called you to.